Nick, you had your offense coordinator call plays pretty much the whole time you've been here. But with Kellen now, what are you noticing some early differences in how it's working?
It's at this time of year, it's going through the details and really mastering the details. Like, we haven't had a lot of call it periods, meaning where they don't know what's coming and I just throw a situation on them or we're going drive. A lot of this is scripted at this time of year. So, I think Kellen's doing an awesome job leading the offense. I think he's doing an awesome job in front of the room, out in the field. Really pleased with Kellen. He's as advertised and excited about the direction we're going and the work that that they're putting in on the offensive side.
The first veteran mandatory minicamp for you. What led to the decision to have it this year?
Every year you go through it and you think to yourself, what can we do better this year? I think what one of the things that we did, there's many things. We wanted to get some extra practices in. We wanted to have, to set the stage of as far as, this day is a little bit different than an OTA day. It kind of mirrors a day of practice. But also, you can get some meetings done that you don't have to do in training camp now. That's one reason. You can get the physicals done. You can get the meetings that you would do in training camp that kind of eat up a night meeting. We're like, we got to watch this tape tonight, and and you got some sort of meeting that you're like that eats into it. So you can get some of those done too. But it's just to get out there and work. Really, at the end of the day, it's to get out there and work, have the whole team in here and working together, and going hard at it.
About that meshing the offense together, that process. I guess where are you guys at in that process? How's it going?
Again, just really excited about the where we are as an offense. Have gotten a lot of good reps, and our reps are up from where they've been the last couple years. We're actually getting an extra week, obviously here, but even if you compare 2 weeks of last year and 2 weeks of this year, it's a lot more. It's a lot more reps. So. Just again excited about some of the things we're doing, some of the new tweaks. Where there's times we'll have something that's a new tweak that I've said it to Kellen probably a handful of times. Like, man, I really like that. I really like the way that looks, and obviously not going to get into exactly what that is, but just again, Kellen has a brilliant offensive mind, has a great, unique way of explaining it to his coaches and to the players. And just again, like I said, really excited about where we are, and some of those tweaks are really awesome, and looking forward to seeing them as this practice goes today, and then as the year goes.
You have every player here.
Landon won't be here. He came to me a couple months ago, had something that a personal thing that he had to do at this time, and and so he won't be here. But I know he's working. Yeah, it's an excused absence.
What stood out about AJ this offseason? You had pointed out the significance of him being at the rookie minicamp, but just what have you noticed from leadership perspective or mentality perspective?
Yeah, AJ became a captain for us last year because he has a great work ethic and he knows how to lead, and so it's similar things. I just noticed how good a shape he is in, how hard he's working. We keep track of as far as how many balls went to him and how many were completed, and he's got a high number. I think he's got the most catches throughout this camp, this OTA, and probably the best percentage as well, up there with the receivers. So he just works his butt off. He wants to be great. He has his sights on being great. He's been great, and he wants to continue to do it week after week. I'm excited or year after year, and this year I'm excited for you guys to be able to go out there and see him, and because he's looked really good.
Nick, we've heard a lot of.
I'll come to you.
And wide receiver, who stands out for the third spot specifically, and then the depth overall?
I like the depth. I really like the depth. As far as the third spot, that can look a lot of different ways, right? That can look 12 personnel, that can look 21 personnel, that can work, we don't have a fullback, but two halfbacks. That can look like 11 personnel, right? And so, that third, Grant Calcaterra's done an unbelievable job. He's shown toughness, and mental toughness to get better every single day. I notice that every single day. I'm not, and so that he's a guy that's in there. I'm pleased with our depth. Paris has had a good camp. Joe Nagata's had a good camp. Johnny Wilson's had a good camp. John Ross has had a good camp. I know he just got here, but he's had a good camp. With the rookie mini camp and then the other practices that he's had. And so, you know, and a lot of guys have gotten opportunity. Brenton Covey's had a really good camp. And so, you know, it doesn't have to be a receiver, but I'm happy with the depth. I'm really, really excited about working with some of these guys. I think Howie and his staff have done an unbelievable job of bringing guys in that, you know, I'm really excited. We've been excited to work with all of them, and then they've all shown flashes of being really good. I think when you can look at the guys and look at every single player on your depth chart and say, "Man, I'm excited to work with them," that's really good. That's really good scouting. That's really good by Howie and his staff.
We've heard a few players and a couple of or position coaches talk about Kellen and his ability to encourage guys to contribute and his ability to listen and be collaborative. What's the value in that?
Yeah, I think we're on a team. We're in the greatest team sport there is. And it takes everybody, right? It doesn't just take the offensive coordinator. It doesn't just take the quarterback. It takes everybody to be successful. And that's why that's one of the things that I love about this game, is that it takes all parties. And so, you know, you get, at the end of the day, Kellen's got to make the decision of what we're going to do and listen to all the parties. But when you're able to hear this party and that party and this party and that party, and then do what's best for the total of the group, that to me is good coaching. You've put ownership into the rest of the guys that are giving the suggestions. But at the end of the day, you took all those suggestions, you made what you thought was the best decision for the group, and I think that's good because, again, it's a team and it takes everybody. And so I think that's the benefit of that group.
Devontae said that the offense gave the receivers more freedom. Would you agree with that assessment? And looking at it and thinking about that, what are some of the ways it does give the receivers a little more?
Yeah, you know, again, you'll see some of the things out there. You guys have seen some of the things out there without getting too much into the X's and O's. I think one thing that we have going into game one is very similar to what Green Bay has going into game one is, you know, there's unknowns. Right, there's a lot of unknowns that we won't be showing during training camp, and we won't be showing, or pardon me, during preseason games, and they probably won't as well. So, but again, you know, those guys have done a good job. You know, whether it's an option route or whether it's different types of things with some options there. You know, there's multiple things, but again, those guys have done a good job of learning the system. Kellen's done a really outstanding job teaching the system. And our quarterbacks have done a nice job of learning it, and Jalen and Kenny and Will and Tanner really been a good job of learning the system and getting the ball to the receivers.
What have you seen from James Bradberry so far during?
You had two, so like I was like, yeah, you only get one, and then yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. What have you seen from James Bradberry like during the offseason program? I mean, the two OTAs.
His versatility, Martin. You know, he's been. You know, he's able. You know, he was able to do a couple different things last year. You know, had played his majority of his career at corner, and then was able to do some things at the dime and some things at the nickel. You know, some things at the corner, and now, you know, he's working some of the safety stuff, which you'll see today. So that is, I'm excited about that and his opportunity to be able to. You know, you've seen a lot of good corners in this league. You know, I guess the first guy that comes to my mind, Charles Woodson. You know, he went from elite corner to being elite nickel to being elite safety. I mean that, and so I'm excited about that for James, that he's able to do more.
As an offensive guy, Nick, is it a luxury to have that skill set of Saquon Barkley? Can do so many different things.
Oh, I thought you were on the James thing because you were excited to get that. Yeah, of course. Man, Saquon. It's really nice to see him in green, and I know, you know, it's really nice to see him there. Like we missed the tackle on him the other day on the sideline. Now we're not tackling, but you can tell without pads on, you can tell if that guy made the tackle or not. And I had visions back of like him on the sideline and us watching all these plays on the sideline of Saquon making somebody miss and Saquon making somebody miss and doing it again. And it was like it brought me back to that. And like, man, I'm glad that. I wasn't happy that our defensive player missed the tackle on this particular one, but I'm really happy that Saquon, that number 26, is on our side, making the guy miss. You know, sometimes you see Giants fans around here with the, you know, being so close, and you know they give me a good like, hey, go Giants, and I'd typically let it go, but if the guy gets me good enough, I usually say, you know, got your best player.
Why the cross training with Bradberry?
Yeah, just the more you can do, and you know, and he's got the skill set, and he has the he has the mental capacity to do it. And so I'm really excited about where he's at right now.
How do you take that suggested play safety? How do you respond to that and how do you receive it?
Who's that?
James.
Oh, okay. Yeah, James has always been a team guy since the moment he stepped in here, and from what I understand, everywhere else he's been, because we obviously did our research before we brought James in 2022, and he's always been a great team guy. He'll do anything for his teammates. He'll do anything for the team. Yeah.
Got two more. About not showing anything in the preseason, but have you rethought, since you've rethought, doing the mandatory minicamp, have you rethought starters in the preseason?
Oh my God, what day is that?
That's like
I don't have to think about that yet. I don't have to think about that. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, everything's always on the table. Everything to do, what we can do, what we feel like's best to get the team ready to play. Game one we'll do, right, and game one and beyond, right. It's so that you hit your stride, and so everything's on the table. Don't have to be there quite yet, and not there quite yet.
Are you Mason the right guy at right guard, and how important has it been to get that guy signed next year?
Yeah, we again, just like we don't have to figure out who our starters are at any position, right. Tyler's done a nice job. He's been working in with the ones. We were excited about Tyler when we drafted him. He had a good depth last year, played in some good games last year. Played in a game against a division rival that he played well in. Got some good experience in that against the Cowboys. And excited and love our depth. Again, Howie is so committed to making the offense and defensive lines better. And it doesn't matter it doesn't matter. We're year 4 with me, so you're going to hear me say the same things quite frequently, right? And it doesn't matter what level you're at. I got some coaches, some high school coaches here today. I got my brother, his staff is here today, some college coaches, and then obviously we're here no matter what level you're at. It starts with the offense and defensive line, and Tyler's done a nice job, and I like the depth of where we are right now with that. Yeah, Jeff.
Are you done with the scheduling joint practices, or do you plan to have more than just the Patriots?
It's probably just going to be the Patriots this year. For different reasons, we can talk about. I'll talk to you about that on site. Yeah.
Thanks, folks. We've got 5 minutes to get out.